Awesome.
All right, so we are here with breakout star Rene Moran. So thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your new movie coming out with Shia LaBeouf called Tax Collector. Can you tell us a little bit about the role you play in the movie and what the movie is about?
Great. I can't give away too much since the film hasn't been released, but I do play the role of a character named Victor. And there's going to be some tax collecting going on. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of great acting. And it's going to be just a fun ride.
Amazing. And can you tell us about your character in it?
Yeah, well, Victor has some stuff going on in his life, and there's a couple moments in there where him and Shia LaBeouf have some scenes together.
Okay.
And yeah.
Are you playing a bad guy?
You know, I gotta say, I hate judging my characters, whether they're good or bad. To me, they're always good. They just have a story to tell. And Victor has a story to tell as well.
Amazing. All right, I can't wait to see it. And what was it like working with Shia LaBeouf?
Amazing. A dream come true, if anything. I've always I've watched his work growing up, and it actually way before I ever even thought about getting into the business of acting, I was a fan. And when the day came that I was going to work with him, I was doing my best to contain my excitement. And it was such a special moment. Not only Shia, but to also work with the director, Mr. David Ayer. That was incredible. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Training Day and some of his more previous projects. And it was just a dream come true.
That's really, really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. I know the movie was intended for theatrical release on August 7th. So how is the movie going to be distributed now, and where can we see it?
You know, from what I've been told and what I understand, I believe it's going to be in select theaters, and then it's also going to be on demand. I'm not 100% where exactly on demand. But, you know, it's so tricky right now with COVID and how everything has been completely knocked off balance. And but it's definitely going to be available, and I'm sure it's going to be very easy to find.
Amazing. Great.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like to judge your characters, but in a number of the roles that you play, you are normally cast as the villain. So what is it like preparing for those type of roles?
Well, for me, you know, I like to take time and understand the story. You know, it's very easy to play these characters very stereotypical and just come out loud and wave the gun around and stuff. But for me, I find it, I look for a challenge in finding the truth and what's his story to tell. And they're all different. You know, that's the one thing I aim for, is just to find the unique voice for every single character. Because they're all from different places, they have different backgrounds, and they have different stories to tell. So that's mostly what I try to lock in on, is just discovering their unique voices and then telling them.
That's really cool. I like that too, because you can't judge a character because you are playing that like character as if that was yourself. And so if you turn it that way, you wouldn't be judging yourself, right? You're that way for a reason. So.
Correct. And you know, and they're bad for a reason. And I think when you can dive deep into discovering what that reason is, I think that's when you really discover some gold. And that's what I'm looking for whenever I'm approaching these roles.
That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And also, what is a dream role of yours to play?
Oh man, you know, it's a great question. I've thought about this a lot, and you know, it's really hard to pinpoint one particular role. For me, what I love good stories. I want someone who, the Rocky story, someone who's down and out, knocked out, completely hit rock bottom, and then has to pick himself up and go on a hero's journey and discover who he is, overcome obstacles. Those are the stories I definitely look forward to telling in the future. You know, a little rom-com. I love.
Who doesn't love a rom-com?
Hey, you know, I do love comedy also. I've had a couple chances to work in sitcoms, and I've had some funnier roles. But that's definitely a muscle that I look forward to flexing in the near future. I love comedy. I grew up watching Jim Carrey, Martin Lawrence.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, you know, that was my cup of tea growing up. Dumb and Dumber and all those movies were just really special. I can't think how many times.
I feel like, especially for right now, comedy is so good because it's lighthearted, it's warm, everyone needs a laugh. So I love it.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. And speaking of your dreams, you actually used to have a completely different dream for yourself. You wanted to be a fast food restaurant manager.
Oh my goodness. Okay. There's a whole story to that. But the long story short, I basically, Okay, I moved to LA, and when acting became a conversation or even a possibility of something that I could do, I turned it down.
Oh,
My first experience, yeah, I had a commercial agent who approached me. My current commercial agent, her name's Danny Wolf, and we met, and she asked me for pictures, and I was like, "What you want my picture for?" And she told me she was an agent, and I didn't know what that was. And she explained it to me. And then I was like, wait a second, you want me to be an actor? And I was like, I don't know if I don't know about that. That's not meant for me.
right.
I had kind of like a little bit, not to get too down, but I just didn't think I was worthy of something so amazing. I figured, I'm an immigrant. I moved here from El Salvador with my parents when I was a baby. So I just assumed on the totem pole, the highest I would reach is probably becoming a manager at a fast food restaurant.
Wow.
It was just, I don't know what it was that was programmed in me as a kid, but somehow I figured that would be my position in life, and I thought that that's as good as it could get. I never imagined myself being on a television screen or.
I love that story because that's all that you saw of yourself, and it's a great way to
Yeah.
speak of, like, to all other immigrants as well. There's so much more,
Yes,
and you can
there
make
really is. I think it's we create our own blocks sometimes, and I had created one for myself. And
yeah.
once I decided, you know what, I can climb over this block, I can get rid of it. After that, you can do anything,
Absolutely. And look at you now. So you are living proof.
I'm still working. I'm still trying.
You're
I'm
always
still
working, but you've also made it much further past the manager role at a fast food restaurant. So you did it. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And what was the transition like, moving from Florida and living with your immediate family to moving to Los Angeles?
Difficult. It was a challenge. It was. I had to create a whole new identity for myself. I had gone from my hometown where I knew everyone and everyone knew me, and suddenly I was a stranger in a big city. Fortunately for me, I had a lot of support, family, aunts, uncles, cousins. So I definitely had that to my advantage. I know a lot of actor friends of mine that moved here with absolutely nobody and nothing. Mm-hmm. And I find those stories incredible, because it takes a really strong person to be able to, start somewhere fresh and new. But for me, I was excited. I came out with a 6-month plan. I was only going to be here for 6 months, and then I planned on going back home.
Wow.
Yeah, but.
Well, that didn't happen today.
Yeah. Yes, I decided to stick around a little bit longer.
Amazing. And I know you said that you got the commercial agent and they wanted to, take your picture, and that's kind of how you got started. But how did you go from that to actually being an actor? Did you take classes?
Yes, actually. Okay, so once I started doing work with Danny Wolf, I was also working at a entertainment office, and at this office there was a lot of people, managers, agents, casting directors. So these casting directors were casting a film entitled Stiletto, with a director by the name of Nick Vialonga.
Okay.
He actually won an Oscar for The Green Book last year.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So Nick used to come by, and he was casting his film, and I was working the front desk. So we became good friends over the span of a few weeks. And he had me audition for his film, and through there, I got tapped heart lead. I got into the union so I could start working bigger projects. And so once I did that, I booked a commercial. I booked a national commercial with Danny. And when we did that, I came back to her and I said, that was fun. I think I could do this. I had a lot of fun. And she told me, if you want to work more, then you have to study. You have to go to classes, and you have to start training. So I said, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And the first class she told me to sign up for was an improv class. So I started studying at Upright Citizens Brigade.
Okay, yeah, yep.
Yeah, so I took a couple improv classes there, and then that got the ball rolling. And the more I worked, the more I trained. I started attending Playhouse West, studying Adler, and just going through different teachers and learning as much as I could.
And did that come pretty naturally for you, the acting?
I'm sorry?
Did it come pretty naturally for you?
You know what? I'll say this. When I started getting trained as an actor, I started kind of reflecting on my own experience in life. And it just made me think about so many times where, when you live in your community, you want to fit in, you want to be accepted by your peers. Mm-hmm. Where I grew up, there was no one from El Salvador. There was no one like me. And I did my best to fit in. And I realized that I became kind of like a chameleon. I learned how to talked the way my community talked. My Spanish sounded a lot like my community.
Right.
And then like going through these classes, I was thinking, I was like, wow, I developed this character so that I would fit in with my peers. And I feel like that was my first role, but I didn't know I was playing one until, you know, I moved here and I said, I don't have to be that guy anymore. I can just be myself. So in a way, it came naturally. I didn't know what I was doing, but the more I got trained, the more I was conscious of these actions and these things that I was doing.
That's really cool. I love that. And this is a fun question, and I know, so it's for all the ladies out there. I'm sure some men. Oh. We all want to know.
Yeah. What's up?
Are you single? Are you off the market?
Oh, you know. You know what? No, it's all good. It's all good. No, actually, Rene is single right now.
Rene, third person. I love it. Rene is single.
Yeah, no, I'm single and ready to mingle. Nah, I'm kidding. Ladies, holla. No, I'm kidding. Not.
This interview is now a dating website. Swipe right. That's great.
No, I'm definitely on the market. I'm, you know, looking for a future Mrs. Right. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. That's great. Also, you were in a show that I absolutely loved, by the way, Switched at Birth. Yes. And a lot of that show is actually in ASL. So I was wondering if you had to learn any ASL for your role in that show.
You know what? I did not, but off camera, I did have some moments with some of the other actors and some of the other people on set. And yes, they did teach me just some basics. That was so long ago, but I didn't have to do anything. Yeah, I didn't have to do anything on camera, but I definitely was surrounded by the ASL community, and I definitely learned a lot from that show.
Yeah, it's a great show. Absolutely amazing.
Wasn't it great?
Oh, so good. I like binge watched that. I mean, that was years ago as well when I watched it, but amazing show.
Yeah, Katie Leclerc was just incredible. She was such a sweet person to work with, and
I feel like all the actors on there are absolutely amazing. You were also on a really popular show, How to Get Away with Murder. What was it like to be on that iconic set as well?
Amazing.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I was just telling the story to a friend of mine. You know, before I had gotten a copy of the script, I was hired, and they immediately sent me to a special effects team to start working on these tattoos that they were going to apply to my character. And while I was sitting in the chair getting pictures taken and getting prepped, this gentleman that was a part of the production says to me, "So how does it feel to have all your scenes with Viola Davis?" And when he said that, I was like, wait, what? Hold on a second. I remember that the audition, I knew my scene was with her, but I didn't know there was going to be multiple scenes with Viola. And when he told me that, I got a little nervous.
I'm sure your heart probably was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I again, you know, acting was such a distant dream, something impossible. And all of a sudden I'm being told that I'm going to be opposite Viola Davis. I look back now, and I think I get more nervous now, understanding what a responsibility that was.
Right.
But in the moment, I was just, you know, I was still just getting started, and I was so new, and everything was so just fresh and new, that I was excited, and it was incredible. I learned so much on that set, just sitting back and observing. At times I had to remember, dude, you're working, so like don't get caught up in the show.
Right.
But
which I'm sure it's very easy to do that, like get caught up.
Absolutely. When you're watching Viola work, it's just taken back. She's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really awesome. You're also bilingual in Spanish and English. So I was wondering, have you noticed that has helped you get more roles?
You know what? It does help. It actually really does help a lot. You know, I go out for projects that are in Spanish as well, so that opens up a whole different market for me.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I was a kid, my mom used to make me sit down with this like workbook, and it was all about learning how to read and write in Spanish, and I hated it. I used to hate doing it, but I never realized that down the road it was actually going to be very useful.
You're probably like, thank you so much, Mom, now.
It's funny. I've asked her for a copy just so I could brush up on my skills.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's sweet. I've thanked her multiple times. And,
that's amazing.
Yeah, It's definitely been helpful.
And you've also adopted 2 dogs. Milo, is it Milo? Milo and Nala?
Yeah, Milo and Nala.
So how have they changed your life? How have they affected your life?
I'm a dog person. Before Milo and Nala, I had this pit bull. She was my first pup ever, and I got her from a puppy, and I never knew what a beautiful relationship you can develop with your pup. You know,
100%. Yeah,
it's incredible. But yeah, Roxy was my first pup. Sadly, she passed away about 2 years ago, and Nala was a rescue that we had at the same time, and then Milo was rescued about a year ago. And he's just a wild boy. I would show you. They're not here today, but I would show them off.
That would make a great interview.
I'm telling you, no, Milo's too crazy. He would be walking around. You'd hear his little feet on the wood.
Oh, so cute. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm a dog person, so.
You have a pet pup too?
I actually my dreams to have a sanctuary. I do a lot of animal rescue work. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love it.
Amazing.
And to end, I know that you live by the motto "Never give up." So can you tell us why that's so important to you?
Never surrender. You know, there's this great quote that I came across that Tupac wrote. It says, "Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive."
Wow.
Never surrender. Yeah. And that's something that's just stuck with me. There's been a lot of times that I've hit rock bottoms in different situations. And it was very easy to just kind of sit back and call myself a victim and just live by whatever those circumstances would be. But I realized if you pick yourself up, you know, you just keep moving. Things work themselves out, and then later on you realize some of those things happen for a reason. So you know, if you don't give up, if you do give up, you'll never discover what those reasons are. But if you keep going, at some point, you know, maybe things will make a little bit more sense, and you'll look back and know you made the right decision.
That's great. I absolutely love that. So how we end a lot of these is we do some random fun questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're just.
I'm ready for you.
All right. They're very chill and fun. So, all right. So what is your favorite outdoor activity?
Ooh, outdoor activity. Oh man, I got a couple of them.
You're not bound to one. You can say a few.
Okay, I got a couple of them. I love riding my bike. I love going hiking.
Okay.
And I love going to the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, I just love being outdoors. I love traveling. I like going to really quiet places where there's big trees and not too many people, and you can kind of hear the wind and the birds and stuff like that. I know it sounds kind of cheesy.
So beautiful and so cheesy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love it. I love doing things like that.
Oh, that's really nice. And who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, Liv Tyler, when I saw her in when I saw her in an Aerosmith music video, I was like, who?
You're like, whoa.
Hold up. You know, way before TiVo, I couldn't rewind it, so I had to wait till it played again. But
great, that's so good.
Liv Tyler was one, and I remember Clarissa from Clarissa Explains It All. I forget what her real name is, but yeah, I had a huge. She was in a show called Clarissa Explains It All. It used to be on Nickelodeon a long time ago, and yeah, she was really pretty. I had a huge crush.
That's really cute. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and what is your favorite midnight snack?
Oh gosh. Let me see. There's so many of them. Okay, if I'm cheating, I love dark chocolate covered almonds fresh out of the freezer, so that they got that little crunch. I want that little crunch.
Right.
But I also like, God, I like chips. That's like my
anything with a crunch. It sounds like you like a good crunch.
Yeah, I like that. But when I'm trying to be healthy, just fruit. Watermelon. I love watermelon.
It's a midnight snack?
Yeah, no.
I'm very healthy, but no one's a healthy snack at midnight, okay?
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's first it's dark chocolate covered almonds, then chips, and then if I'm being super strict and healthy, then it's gonna be
then a watermelon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll accept it. Well, thank you so much for sitting with us, Rene. We can't wait to see your new movie, Tax Collector, August 7th.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.